In today's show, exchange stablecoin reserves hits 27 billion as the Bitcoin price rises towards 50K as fair value. As Leah points out here, Jpmorgan says the current fair value of Bitcoin is 38,000. They are fudding to get cheap Bitcoins. And Willy Woo responded, I put it at 50,000. Would love to see their models, assuming they have any. And as Max Kaiser shares, Jpmorgan missed the first $50,000 move in Bitcoin, despite me personally lobbying Jamie Dimon when it was under 10 bucks. Why should we listen to anything they have to say about Bitcoin? He makes a great point. And as crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Pop shares here, the Bitcoin chart didn't change. A decent move today, probably taking the highs, but I don't see a reclaim of a level on the weekly time frame while the market faces a crucial resistance to crack through. If that block between $46,000 and $51,000 breaks, I'm assuming the bull is on fire. And as Jack Mahler shares here, with Bitcoin as the monetary network for the world, the financial system will be cheaper, faster, more innovative, and more inclusive. What the internet did for communication, Bitcoin is doing for money. And this just in, breaking news, candidate for governor of Texas, Don Huffines, has committed to passing Bitcoin as legal tender in the first session if he wins the governorship. That's why I say vote Don Huffines for governor of Texas. And speaking of making Bitcoin legal tender in the United States, breaking news, Tennessee lawmaker introduces bill which will allow the state to invest into crypto. That's right, the two bills announced on February 2nd propose allowing the state of Tennessee, as well as its counties and municipalities, to invest in crypto, as well as forming a committee aimed at studying crypto and the blockchain. And this just in, breaking news, the largest asset manager in the world, which controls over 10 trillion in assets under management, Blackrock, expected to offer crypto trading as Three Arrows executive says long Bitcoin and Ethereum in 2022. As he shares here in this tweet, think the year's macro trades are pretty clear for me now. Number one, long oil December 22nd, December 23rd forward. Number two, long Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other high liquidity crypto as hard money. Number three, short the Russell/SPX. Number four, short Meta plus Apple, and long Google plus Microsoft. And as macro strategist David Hunter shares here, the rocket is ready to leave the launch pad. The melt up is getting underway. Investors are about to discover what a real melt up looks like and feels like. Also in today's show, Jpmorgan increases their long-term Bitcoin price prediction to $150,000. And as Lark Davis shares, JPM probably shorted the bottom and are sweating hard as they face liquidation. P.S. They think $150,000 long-term. Amateurs, this thing is going to $1 million. Touche. Also in today's show, research firm predicts Bitcoin will hit $200,000 in the second half of this year and Ethereum to reach $12,000. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and many of the alts are breaking out and in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price? Likely to go next. Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. The goal is to get to 100,000 subs, along with a $100,000 Bitcoin price. And if you like getting that crypto, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every single day, just like this. And today's episode is brought to you by BlockFi, the #1 leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. And they have a special promo they're running right now where you can get up to $250 in Bitcoin for funding your account today. And their flagship products include their BlockFi interest account, where you can earn up to 8.25% APY with no minimum balance and no hidden fees. The other flagship product includes their BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, where you can get 3.5% Bitcoin back on all your purchases within your first 90 days, and then get an unlimited 1.5% Bitcoin back on everything you purchased thereafter. And they also offer crypto-backed loans. That's right, borrow funds against your crypto with rates as low as 4.5% APR, and there are no prepayment penalties. There's no impact to your credit, and you can receive the funds the same business day, truly making this a no-brainer. So go ahead and click the link in the description right down below and get up to $250 in Bitcoin for funding your account today. And let's start stacking those sats, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, Crypto La Familia? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now, crypto exchanges have now more stablecoins on their books than ever before, and a fresh sign that investors are waiting to buy Bitcoin and alts. Data from on-chain analytics platform CryptoQuant shows that this week, exchanges' total stablecoin reserves passed $27 billion for the first time in history. That's right, after reaching a previous peak in late December, stablecoin reserves tumbled at the start of 2022 as the Bitcoin Bitcoin/USD and altcoin markets fell in tandem with multi-month lows, and in recent weeks, however, the trend has reversed, with exchange users sending more to their accounts than at any point in history as of February 9th. And as such, liquid capital for potential deployment into cryptocurrencies from exchanges has never been greater. As you can see here in this chart, it shows you the exchange stablecoin reserves. Now, CryptoQuant data analyzes a total of 43 retail and derivative trading platforms, and turning to Bitcoin reserves on the firm's 21 monitored exchanges, the trend is one of continual withdrawals, even after the Bitcoin spot price has increased almost 50% since week 3 of January. And as of February 9th, exchanges had 2.361 million BTC available. Now, Supply Shock model leaves $5,000 for gains open for the king of all crypto. As demand for Bitcoin persists through the recent gains, popular analyst Willy Woo, shout out to Willy Woo, argued that Bitcoin's current fair value is $50,000. Pointing to his supply shock valuation metric, Wu showed that while it had decreased in January, it's still above the spot price movements even after recent successes. As Leah points out here, Jpmorgan says the current fair value of Bitcoin is $38,000. They are fudding to get cheap Bitcoins, and on-chain analyst Willy Woo responded, I put it at $50,000. Would love to see their models, assuming they have any. And he shares this chart, which shows you the Bitcoin supply shock valuation. Now, supply shock determines the market price of Bitcoin when supply was at similar levels to a given point in time. And quoting Willy Woo right here, in market conditions when the supply shock is within recent historical levels, it's possible to model a fundamental price. We simply do a look back on previous times the market had a similar supply shock, and then we find an array of prices the market recently assigned. And as Andreas Antonopoulos shares here, people are beginning to notice Bitcoin is more than what they were told. And what were they told? It's for drug dealers, criminals. And guess what? That is exactly what they said about the internet. They were wrong then, and they are wrong now. And Willy Woo responded, we live in a bubble. If you venture outside of our world, you will find this is exactly what normies think about Bitcoin because the media told them so. Funded by the status quo power structures. And he makes a great point. And he also shares here in a recent tweet, today it looks like this: Bitcoin A New Hope 2022. Green, whales 1,000 plus BTC. Pink, mainly retail, pink being hodlers of less than 10 BTC, as well as publicly owned Bitcoin on exchanges, wrap Bitcoin ETFs and public company treasuries. The retail flipping happened in mid-2019, as you can see right here in this chart. And as Max Kaiser shares, Jpmorgan missed the first $50,000 move in Bitcoin, despite me personally lobbying Jamie Dimon when it was under $10. Why should we listen to anything they have to say about Bitcoin? And as Mikhail Van de Pop shares here, the Bitcoin chart didn't change. A decent move today, probably taking the highs, but I don't see a reclaim of a level on the weekly time frame while the market faces a crucial resistance to crack through. If that block between $46,000 and $51,000 breaks, I'm assuming the bull is on fire. Let's freaking go. And breaking news just in, candidate for governor of Texas, Don Huffines, has committed to passing Bitcoin as legal tender in the first session if he wins the governorship. That's why it's so important to vote Don Huffines for governor of Texas. And before I break down next story of the day, Tennessee lawmaker introduces bill which would allow the state of Tennessee to invest into cryptocurrency. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin up 2% for the day, trading just above 44,700. A little earlier, we already breached 45,000. We have Ethereum up 2.69%, trading just above $3,200. Luna up 1%, trading just under $57. Polkadot up 0.8%, trading just above $22. And Crypto.com coin, which is CRO, up 6.5%, trading just under 53 cents. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Jason Powell, a member of the Tennessee House of Representatives, has introduced a bill proposing counties, municipalities, and the state to invest into cryptocurrencies and NFTs. According to the Tennessee House Bill 2644, introduced on February 2nd, Powell proposed amending the current state code to add crypto, blockchain, and NFTs to the list of authorized investments for the county, state, and municipalities to make with idle funds. Lawmakers assigned the bill to the House Finance, Ways, and Means Subcommittee on February 8th for further consideration. Now, the legislation was the second related to crypto and blockchain introduced by Powell. The same day, he asked Tennessee lawmakers to consider forming a study committee aimed at making the state the most forward-thinking and pro-business state for cryptocurrency and blockchain, and to foster a positive economic environment for blockchain blockchain and cryptocurrency. Now, Tennessee House Bill 2643, should it be passed by the legislature, would appoint the state's Commissioner of Commerce and Insurance, currently Carter Lawrence, to chair the committee with members including a representative with experience or knowledge in cryptocurrency and another with knowledge of federal security laws. And among the proposed study committee's duties would be to review data on crypto and blockchain across the United States, determine the status of laws applicable to the crypto space, study NFT use cases and regulations, open a dialogue with industry experts, and present recommendations on potential legislation to promote Tennessee as a blockchain and crypto hub. The group's first report would be due December 31st, 2022, with the law expected to take effect by July 1st if approved by lawmakers. Now, personally, I love this as Bitcoin game theory is in full effect worldwide and now especially in the United States. Let's go. Powell seemed to be hedging his bets on the aforementioned legislation. However, he also proposed a bill which would direct the Tennessee Advisory Commission on Intergovernmental Relationships to conduct a similar study on crypto and blockchain laws across the U.S. states, due at roughly the same time. And in 2018, he introduced a bill which would have recognized the use of smart contracts in the state. Very interesting. Now, because of the 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, lawmakers in states and at a federal level often cross paths to determine which body governs certain aspects of business and trade. The results is what many industry experts have described as a patchwork of legislation which crypto firms must navigate to legally operate in the United States. And in 2021, many local and state officials jumped on the crypto bandwagon to promote their areas as having crypto-friendly regulations or other incentives for the space. That's right, because the game theory is in full effect. United States, let's go. And before I break down next story of the day, Blackrock, the largest asset manager in the world, expected to offer crypto trading as Three Arrows executive says long Bitcoin and Ethereum in 2022. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just above $1.7 trillion with about $60 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. And the current Bitcoin dominance is 41.7%, with the Ether dominance at 17.9%. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100 cryptocurrencies for the week, you can see Gala up a whopping 94%, KDA up 81%, XRP up almost 48%, IOTX up over 48%, and Leo up over 62%. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 50 out of 100, dead in the middle, neutral today. Yesterday was a 54, last week a 20, and last month a 21 in extreme fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Bitcoin and Ethereum are sure long bets for 2022, according to prominent investor and commenter Su Zhu, who shared the following tweet on February 10th, and he is the co-founder of hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, arguing that Bitcoin and Ethereum were the best options for investments this year, along with oil, while the S&P 500 is a no-go. As he shares right here, I think the year's macro trades are pretty clear for me now. Number one, long oil December 22nd, December 23rd forward. Number two, long Bitcoin, ETH, and other high liquidity crypto as hard money. Number three, short Russell/SPX. Number four, short Meta plus Apple, and long Google plus Microsoft. Now, despite concerns that deflationary pressures could take Bitcoin and altcoins down with equities, not everyone believes that 2022 will be a red year for hodlers. The picture is complex. Some are eyeing a melt-up for stocks and crypto as a result, thanks to positive correlation. Others feel a painful period is due across the board, but that at least Bitcoin will emerge stronger thereafter. Ex-BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes, meanwhile, has been solidly gloomy on the macro outlook since the start of the year. And for Su Zhu, however, there are now pretty clear places to hedge cash for the coming 3 quarters. Now, we've had a pretty wild past 24 hours for the king of all crypto. The forecast followed rumors that Blackrock, the world's largest asset manager, is allegedly aiming to enter the crypto space. And according to several people with knowledge of the matter, quoted by mainstream media, Blackrock clients could soon be able to trade crypto, while the giant will also facilitate credit in return for crypto collateral. Now, one source described Blackrock's approach as looking to get hands-on with outright crypto. The Canadian branch of Big Four accounting conglomerate, KPMG, announced it had added both Bitcoin and Ether to its balance sheet this week. And as Pentoshi shares here, Bitcoin insane past 24 hours. Some random Canadian company bought way less Bitcoin than I own. Russia adopted crypto. BlackRock wants Bitcoin. In El Salvador, bonds approved. So why price struggle here? Reclaims equals safety off invalidations. Does taking what the market gives pay again? And he further clarifies, yes, I'm being a smart butt, but I just trade the charts. Invalidation equals reclaim of YO with target of around $50,000. So there you have it. And before I break down next story of the day, Jpmorgan increases long-term Bitcoin price prediction to $150,000. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,000 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my new crypto merch store, now live at merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also, have a daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also, have a blog I update daily, which can be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And of course, you can find me on all the major podcasting platforms from Spotify to iTunes. And if you're listening to the pod, be sure to check out the YouTube channel at cryptonewsalerts.net for the full premium experience with video. And of course, you can follow me on crypto Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and TikTok. So wherever you're at, be sure to follow me there. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. A more interesting observation from the letter to investors this week is that Jpmorgan has increased its long-term price prediction for the king of all crypto. Just a year ago, the strategist suggested the long-term price of Bitcoin was $146,000, but they upped it to a new prediction of $150,000, just upping it by 4K, right? They did not provide a definition of the timescale of the long term. However, the new price prediction is a level that would put the Bitcoin total market value on par with that of all the gold held privately for investment purposes. They added, the analyst also commented that January's market pullback did not look like the same capitulation event that occurred in May of 2021. Last month, Bitcoin prices declined by 22% from almost $47,000 to around $36,500. However, they also noted that metrics such as futures open interest and Bitcoin reserves on exchanges are now pointing to a more long-standing and thus more worrisome position reduction trend. And even though the report is generally bearish, it is a testament of how far crypto assets have come that major Wall Street banks that previously hated them are now advising investors about them and predicting prices. And as Lark Davis points out here, Jpmorgan probably shorted the bottom and are sweating hard as they face liquidation. P.S. They think $150,000 long term. Amateurs, this thing is going to $1 million. I agree 100%. I feel it's only a matter of time. It is destiny. When do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to reach that seven-figure mark? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now let's break down our final story of the day. While last year's $100,000 predictions went silent during the last month of 2021, Bitcoin price predictions are starting to appear again this year. And according to the Fundstrat firm FS Insight, Bitcoin could increase by almost 500% from the current price point to around $200,000 per BTC. Now, the Bitcoin price prediction stems from FS Insight and the firm's head of digital asset strategy, Sean Farrell. Both FS Insight and Fundstrat are bullish about the upside potential of crypto assets, as Fundstrat Global Advisors head of research recently insisted Bitcoin still has exponential growth ahead of it. That's right, FS Insights and Farrell's investors. Note says times are different now that major businesses and legacy market capital is entering the fold. This is much different from 2018, where tech stocks were still doing well, but Bitcoin sold off along with the rest of the crypto market cap, Farrell explained. Meanwhile, all eyes are on the Federal Reserve's meeting in March, as Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has hinted at raising benchmark interest rates, in which Max Kaiser says they're not going to do, they're just spreading FUD. Now, FS Insights prediction notes that U.S. policymakers could bring some downside to the leading crypto assets price growth. All assets can sell off and drop another 50% if the Fed hikes 4% tomorrow or next month, Farrell remarked in the note. But right now, as things stand, the upside to both Bitcoin and Ethereum is much larger than the downside. That's a fact. Now, meanwhile, digital currency values have increased during the last week as Bitcoin has climbed over 12% and Ethereum jumped more than 13% over the past 7 days. FS Insights prediction also notes that Ethereum has the potential to swell in US dollar value during the last half of 2022. FS Insights investor note predicts Ethereum could climb close to 400% to around $12,000 per unit. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding a $200,000 Bitcoin price prediction before the end of the year, as well as $12,000 per ETH? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Seriously, you just wrote, Bitcoin only needs to survive, and those that want to be financially free or create generational wealth only need to stack Satoshis. It's so easy. That's what makes it so hard. Well said, fam. You're spot on. Hodl. Our next featured comment comes from Inner Dino, who wrote, Max was right. Countries are falling over themselves to adopt Bitcoin as legal currency. Take that, shifty shift. Yes, indeed, fam. Max called this one Bitcoin game theory in full effect. Let's go. And our third and final featured comment comes from eCoin, who wrote, Aloha JV, the crypto news today was a trip. U.S. Department of Justice, can you say? Scooperellas? Yeah, fam, are we living in a simulation or what? Scooperellas. Hodl. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below.